here, it's time to make new friends. Aquavide, Uskaba, fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton. Slancha!
Good evening, whiskey brothers, whiskey sisters, whiskey friends, and welcome to episode 10. And you can't wipe the smirk off your face. You're trying. Okay, the hat's coming off. Welcome to episode 10 of our spirit journey right now. I'm Dolph. I'll be your host tonight. This right beside me is Blair. And Blair Phillips is the co-author to this book right here, The Definitive Guide to Canadian Distilleries. Buy it for Christmas. It's a good book to have. Where are you and Davin this weekend? You're signing them this weekend, I think, right?
Yeah, we're going to be at Kinset Fine Spirits in outside of Belleville in the wine region. It's a great spot. Okay. Tasting whiskey and signing books.
Go there, buy a book, buy some whiskey. Buy another book, get them signed, give everything away to people. That's what you should do. We're feeling festive. You can tell. You can look at the tree. I've got my tacky sweater on. I have my really gross little hat on. It was cute for a minute. And but we're reviewing 3 festive spirits over the next 3 Tuesdays. Week 1's from a distillery that we've reviewed before. And here we go again. So, Blair, do you want to tell us what we're continuing our Canadian Whisky Journey with tonight, sir?
We are sampling some of this Eau Claire's Christmas gin.
All right, and I'm trying to move it so we get the adult snow globe thing going on. There we see.
Exactly.
And what's that in the background, kind sir? Right, there's the 3 wise men, and you know what? How about you tell us why it's so special? And link it to 3 wise men if you can.
All right. So we all know the story. Joseph is out there in the manger. Mary has a kid that's not his. He's kind of sitting there. Yeah, he's a bit stressed out, going like, whoa, what's going on here? He's trying to find a lawyer, but it's Christmas Day, and he can't find a lawyer because they all have the day off. And so all of a sudden, the 3 wise men show up, a bunch of shepherds, a bunch of farm animals. They're all patting Joseph on the back, saying, job well done, congratulations. He doesn't know what to say. He swallows his pride. And the guy needs a drink. So,
and what do they give him?
What they give him is what they should have given is this. And so, what Caitlin has done, the distiller at Eau Claire, she's taken those 3 wise men gifts. You have some 24 karat gold floating in there.
Yeah.
And she's also taken frankincense and myrrh and made a gin with it. And it's very original, very cool. And it's delicious.
I think it's a fantastic idea. And over the past 3 years, this was the gin 2 years ago, right? A different bottle. This year it's this one. It's the frosted glass. Or last year and this year the frosted glass. So these 2 are from this one. So and 4 years ago they didn't have the gold. So this is where they've started putting the gold in. And so it was frankincense and myrrh, but they put the gold in. I think it's fantastic. Like I said, it's a great gift. I've given away 7 to friends and family so far. And I've sent one to some friends in Quebec because I was in Quebec City at this time last week. And throughout the week, we were tasting a lot of gins because you told me to drink gin in Quebec. Mm-hmm. Tried a lot, went to a gin restaurant or a pub that had tons of gin, 150 different gins. And we brought this up to him. So my wife shows him a picture of it and says, have you ever heard of this? And they never did. And I might send them one. It won't have the SAQ little tag on the back, but they could share it with people some other way, I think.
Yeah.
One way. Share it without selling. I don't know. So I'm bringing the Eau Claire love throughout Canada. It was pretty cool. And they thought it was a really neat idea. So do I, obviously. All right. And if you go online, you're going to see not just the gin. And so here's the gin straight. We're going to talk about that in a second. But they also have a couple of cocktails. So the cocktails that they had was the Christmas Bramble, Christmas Gin and Tea, the Holiday Gimlet, and the one I have here, the Christmas Collins. And what I've got is 2 ounces of the Christmas gin, 1 ounce lemon juice, 1 ounce honey simple syrup, which we had to make, and top with tonic water. And I just did the simple tonic water with Schweppes. I didn't do the Fever Tree because I didn't want to change the flavor too much because I didn't know if I should or not. What do you have in your glass tonight?
I just have it straight up on ice.
All right, so let's do this straight up together.
And I have also, in that.
And you've got that. So I'm doing this. I didn't put the ice. But before we start this, what do you think? Because they say on the back of the bottle what frankincense and myrrh should taste like. So I'm going to kind of ask you to see if you can pull up the flavors. I'll tell you what they say. They say frankincense should taste like balsamic and lemon. This is on the back of it. And they say myrrh is bitter and aromatic. But I'm going to try to get a little bit more specific if you can. You've got a better nose for gins than I do. So this is going to be heavily you today, I think, with the nose. Because it does smell lovely to me. But
yeah, when I was born, the three wise men didn't show up. So I never got to get some frankincense and some myrrh. But the impression I get is that you sort of get a woody, earthy note in it, and definitely some resins, a little peppery. But I have a feeling that Caitlin may have added some lemon peel or something to this, because that brightness really comes out of that forest note.
Yeah. Well, they say balsamic and lemon is with the frankincense, and I do get the lemon. I agree with you there.
100%. And I think that's why it goes so well with your Collins, because you have this lemony gin, and it's just really meshing with like these lemony gin cocktails. It's like a woody fig note I get, and lots of resins and pine and citrus. It's quite dry. There's some good spices.
I really enjoy it, and I'm not generally a gin lover. You know that, but I'm getting on board. And over the past 2 years, well, one, I really like the little gold flakes. I don't know if you can see that in there. It makes me feel special drinking gold, but
yeah.
And something else on the nose. You said pine, and you said resin, and there's something sweet. So I'm going to try to focus your attention on something sweet in there as well.
I think there's definitely a licorice note for me. I get.
Anise.
I think anise, and I think that's where the sweetness is coming from. That's my guess.
All right, that's good. And we'll talk about the palate in a second. I'll just throw in some information though. Made and bottled in Turner Valley, Alberta, which is about a half an hour south of Calgary. 750 mils, 40%. It's on sale right now in their online store for $45. It's usually about $55 if you get them in different stores around Alberta and BC. Do you get it there? Are they in Ontario yet? No?
No, not yet.
But they do ship there. So if you do want it, they'll ship it to you there. And okay, on the palate. Now, there is a dryness, but I usually get dry and juniper together in gins. And this is not dry and juniper. This is just dry.
Yeah. And I have a feeling that might be coming from like the frankincense and myrrh. Those resin notes in that are different than juniper, and the juniper is kind of just layered in with it. I find that the palate is almost identical to the nose. Like it kind of is a continuation.
Yeah.
Not too sweet. That's why I'm guessing licorice root or something like that. But
that's true. The sweetness is gone on the palate. It's on the nose. It's not on the palate.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. And I'm getting that really good citrus, pithy, lemony note. Like the peel. Lots of zest and lots of brightness.
Now, I say dry, and I mean it. It's dry tasting, but it also has a drying feeling on the tongue and the back of the throat.
Yeah.
Which is quite unique. You don't get that with a cocktail, obviously. Or, you know what, with the ice, I'm not sure. I'll try with the ice, too. It's a little bit dangerous. I poured an ounce, and 2 ounces over there. And usually my wife's taken some by now, but she went, I don't know. This might be very dangerous. It might go on for a long time, more than the 10 minutes. So. And I don't usually talk about finishes with gins, but there is a finish that when I exhale, I'm getting the anise that's not sweet. So it's anise like, it's not lemony as I kind of exhale with the mouth closed. It's still drying.
Yeah.
It's something different. Anise, no sweetness. And
almost like when you breathe out, having a mint in the cold weather.
Yeah,
it's that kind of feel.
Let's go that. Refreshing. Effervescent on the palate. Refreshing. No, effervescent on the nose. Drying on the palate. And a minty freshness on the finish. That's fantastic.
Yep.
I like it. We should be
Great
writing
stuff.
Put that on the back of the thing. Okay. Kind sir, any last remarks before we sign out? Because we're right there at the almost 11-minute mark, and I've had a good time.
The wise man that gave the baby some gold upstage the myrrh and the frankincense guys, but Caitlin is coming to upstage the gold guy with this, so we can add her. She should be in this diorama in here with the three wise men. There should be Caitlin showing these three how it's
Caitlin
done.
Quinn in the background. So we've got a moose and we've got a guy. Maybe she's right there beside the other camel. But there's a fir tree, and I don't think there's a fir tree there in Israel anymore. But, it's a good rendition. I like it.
Yeah.
And just quickly, a little preview. There's week 2. Fort Distillery right here in Alberta. So 2 Alberta ones. But then we go to BC for week 3. And I'm looking forward to this because I'm a gingerbread guy. So
Ontario
gingerbread gin from Willowball. It should be fantastic. So thank you, everybody. And from the very tacky me to the very classically decorated Blair in the background, thanks for coming. And we're going to see you back next week and the week after. Have a fantastic Christmassy season and week, everybody. Ciao.
Cheers.
Cheers.